Welcome to the Tilted Takes podcast. Hey, how's it going? And welcome back to the Tilted Takes podcast. I am your host, Endless. Your co-host is Panda. How's it going?
It is great. I am a prediction genius. Yes, Avery and HD were my underdog. They did not win, but I'll take a solid second place.
Yes, if you are confused what we were talking about, that is a Friday Fortnite conversation. In our last episode, we did a little bit of a prediction of Friday Fortnite Week 7, and at the end of that show, we did picked a team to put money on that was going to win, and then we also picked maybe an underdog that wasn't a top team that had a chance to maybe win it. And High Distortion was a very strong pick. We both mentioned it that he was really, really good. So I wasn't surprised at all. He actually had some insane games, which we can get right into that. We are going to do our recap episode now of Friday Fortnite Week 7. Let's get into it. Major takeaways is we have a winner, a three-time winner now. First-time, three-time winner of the FaZe Boys. I'm not overly excited. I don't have a problem with someone being dominant and winning over and over, but there's a lot of other people I want to see win, so I'm kind of torn.
Right. It's definitely something where it's cool they won and you can understand how good they are and you respect it, but it's almost like do we need to split them up? Do we need to get some fresh winners in here? What do you think? Does Keem need to split them up?
Ooh, I don't think he can, right? I mean, that's the crew. He risked, and he's really good friends with them too, so I'm sure he has no problem with them winning over and over, but I think they pick their partners and that's who they roll with. Like if Keem tries to split them up, they'd be like, screw that, I ain't playing then. I'm sure Keem doesn't want that. I think he's trying to put them up against people that are good too, and they have lost some, first or second rounds, but they just make their way back through the losers bracket then. So I mean, it's not like they're not deserving. He's not giving them a golden path to the champions, that's for sure.
No, that top half of the bracket was a world beater. I mean, you had Nick Merckx and Cypher right off the bat. You had King Richard and Aimbot Calvin in there, Vicstar, Noah J, then beating Avery and High Distortion to get to that winter final. I don't know what else to say about him at this point except Tfue's a god, and Cloaksy's also really freaking good. Tfue at this point to me is the best player in the world. Shout out to one of my friends. He was one of the first guys to tell me, like, hey, I know you're a big Ninja fan from watching him streaming, and that's how you got streaming, but you got to check out this Tfue guy. He's really, really good. I've been hearing a lot of things about him, so shout out to him. He's been kind of getting on me for not sharing some of his info.
He also sells accounts and gets permanently banned by Epic. How do you feel about that?
Right. It,
Sorry,
man,
I had to throw it out there.
That guy has a fair share of problems when it comes to, I guess, personality and the way he presents himself.
Yeah, maybe more maturity in some of the decisions.
Right. There's obviously no question in talent, but then you see this kind of, I don't want to say off the field stuff, but I guess off the game stuff, and you're like, come on, man, just be a normal dude.
Yeah, some people like that
like,
kind
of. Why do you have to buy accounts? Like, what good does that actually do you? You know?
I don't know, man. I do not know. I'm not against what Epic, their little punishment. I think it's fine with the community, and like you have the clicks, you have the FaZe click, you have TSM clicks. Those are really, really big deals, or like a big deal if you're in that click, and if you like attack one of those members, like the whole crew defends them. So I get why people are upset, but I mean, Tfue's probably like, yeah, I did it, whatever. I'll just make another account. We'll move on.
I bet he was trying to get that skeleton guy.
Could be. Or he could just wait till it comes back in the shop and buy it again.
I don't think that'll ever come back in the shop if they're smart.
I thought it did, didn't it?
No, that was literally a one-time thing. Like it was out in the shop for like one day, no one knew about it, and that's why it's so rare.
Mm.
So then obviously the question there in the fight there is that like guys like Myth who use that exclusively because he got it. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, why resell it when that's the most rare, most sought after skin in the game? Like keep it that way, don't ruin it.
Yeah, that's true. That's
But
true.
that's a side topic for another day.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. Other big duos or games that happened, I guess, as a whole. Dr. Disrespect and Crafty, they surprised me. I mean, we did discuss them. You thought maybe they weren't going to do as well, which they didn't. They do beat C's and OP, which I thought was kind of surprising because OP is really, really good, and C's obviously is decent enough, but they weren't able to take down King Richard and Aimbot, which was my underdog. King Richard and Aimbot Calvin went up against the Cloak or the FaZe Boys, and that's where they finally lost. They made a very strong run then once again in the losers bracket, like they always do every single week. But they ended up falling to Ninja and Hysteria, which was my winner team that I put money on, fake money. But let's talk about Ninja and Hysteria real quick. We've seen Ninja play with tons of people now. Where do you rank Hysteria when it comes to his talent, how he did with Ninja? Do you think Hysteria is someone that Ninja should pair up again? Would he be a person that's worth Ninja to be pairing up again?
I think as an overall teammate, I think Hysteria is probably his number one partner at this point. I
He
think that they had a few kind of bad RNG moments, but I think they've played enough off like on stream. I think they got a hang of it in that tournament. And from what I heard watching, kind of the tail end of that was that they're gonna partner up again this week is the plan. So I don't know. I think for right now that's the way to go. And I mean, Hysteria is good, and I mean, obviously, I mean he's not a scrub. So I don't know. To me, I mean, is King Richard better than Hysteria? Probably, but I think for the way this tournament goes and the way Ninja plays and the way they played in this week's tournament and looking forward, I think Hysteria is probably his best option right now.
Yeah, and Hysteria brings something different to the table, I think. He voiced his opinion. He had no problem saying what kind of rotation he felt was right. They had some good discussions. Ninja's like, no, I think you're right. Let's do your way. Or Ninja's like, I think we should do this. And Hysteria's like, yeah, I think that's probably the right decision. So, like, I've seen other people in the past play with Ninja, and it's just Ninja. What Ninja says goes. And I felt like Hysteria was like, you know what? Like, he has had professional experience. He knows and he's a true competitor. So he had no problem like saying like, look, I think this is the play. We have to split up here. And Ninja's like, really? And he's like, and there was times that Ninja didn't really want to do it, but he went with Hysteria's call and it worked out, or maybe it didn't. So it was kind of cool seeing Hysteria not necessarily take the lead, but be able to voice his opinion. I don't know. I feel like some people maybe get timid. They're playing with Ninja, like they're playing with the top guy. But I don't know. Ninja's definitely not the best out there. He said it himself. So you just treat him like another competitor and not give him any special privileges just because he's Ninja.
Yeah, I think a lot of that's just like you said, the presence of who Ninja is at this point, community wise and Fortnite wise, and just people. I don't know, you don't want to be the guy that goes against him and then you're wrong because let's be honest, Ninja's a very competitive guy, and I mean he may not, but he's one of those guys you could see holding grudges
Uh huh. Yeah. Oh,
and
I
being
agree with that.
very, 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 very angry and critical of people if they call something out wrong or
Mm-hmm.
mess up per se. So I think you have to have a guy like you said, Hysteria did that this week. That is confident in his skills and his ability and his knowledge of the game to say, "Hey, here's what I think. Here's what I think we need to do." And like you said, Ninja's gonna respect that because he's that real competitor, and he's gonna let you know what he thinks. And I mean, he knows he's not right all the time. So yeah, I think it just worked out well.
Yeah, there was a particular part they were in one of the fields or acres, whatever one it was. The farms. Like Ninja, he kind of like pushed, and he was really really aggressive. Hysteria wasn't like in a position to help him. Ninja ends up falling and gets thirsted, and like Ninja was kind of mad, and Hysteria's like basically told him straight up. He's like, "Well, I couldn't help you. I told you I was healing." And Ninja kind of like fought back, and then like a minute later, Ninja was like, "Yeah, I probably shouldn't have been so aggressive." So I think like Ninja knew like Ninja messed up. That was his fault. But he still like Ninja just I feel like he has a problem with just swallowing his pride and being like, look, that dude outplayed me. I made a bad play. Crap. But Ninja always wants to have some excuse. Which again, I not I'm not hating on Ninja, but I'm also not someone who will fall over backwards just to be on Ninja's side. I mean, I don't have any personal gain from being a fanboy of Ninja, so but yeah, I think Hysteria is a good partner. I definitely want to see them again. If they do partner up this Friday, I think that'll be a good combo. I would probably put my money on them once again just because they did have some RNG issues. And I think if things go right their way, they have a decent chance to win. But there's just so many good duos out there. It's hard to win. There's definitely some luck involved.
Right, and it's an experience thing too. I mean, you have this week to look back at and these games, and you know what you did wrong, and you need to improve on. And Ninja with the aggressive part. I mean, Ninja is again the just uber aggressive kind of player.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna. I mean, when you push like that, you're gonna make mistakes sometimes, and that happens. Um, does he do a great job of owning up to it? No, but
Yeah.
I mean, no one does. And again, no one's perfect, and I don't know. Like you said, I think I don't know. I don't want to pick the same winner as you, but I wouldn't be surprised at all if they won it next week.
Yeah.
But I mean, hell, I don't know. Still don't know what the hell you're gonna do with TFU and Closey.
Who knows? Maybe we'll have a Friday where they're traveling or they're busy and they can't play. Maybe we'll have a lucky
Just gotta
week.
kick him out.
Yeah. Next big topic. Do you have any big topics right now you want to talk about? I have a few more topics lined up. I don't know if there's any matches or anything that happened that you want to discuss before I keep rambling on with mine.
No, I mean, I think for me, just we kind of hinted at our predictions. My underdog was Avery and HD. My winner was Myth Ham. Yours, you said, was underdog was Richard and Calvin. Winner was Ninja and Hysteria. So I mean, looking at all those picks, we both did really well. I mean, mine got second and third. Yours got like fourth and fifth or sixth. So I mean, we obviously did well picking there. So kudos to us. A little pat on the back moment there.
Now, I'm gonna challenge your winner here. But
Okay.
would Myth and Ham be the winner if they actually played Daquan and Camille's?
I thought about
Because
that, and I don't know, but for the sake of my argument, yes, because that's what I said was going to happen anyways.
let's see. Do they actually end up facing each other though in the losers bracket again? No. Daquan and Camille's.
Those no, I don't think they ever even played, did they? Because Daquan and Camille's,
No,
I
they
think.
actually didn't.
No, I'm saying I don't think Daquan and Camille's played at all.
Yeah, no, they didn't because
Yeah,
I was just I had to make sure I remembered this week correctly. But
it's
that was an
that
issue,
copyright ban.
and we can talk about that. There was a copyright ban. Unfortunately, it was a huge deal. There was a strike that came through, and all the record label, all this other nonsense that whatever business side of it is, people were playing music, aka Juice World's music, on streams. He's a newer artist. He's starting to become very popular and has some songs on like the top 50 right now. There goes an ambulance. Chat, you guys, or not chat. I'm so used to streaming, I just call people chat. Um, the listeners are gonna have to get used to Lovely sitting right next to a street and an ambulance goes by. Anyways, back to my original point. Um, people got banned, and not just people, like top streamers. And Daquan couldn't stream, and like the main thing of Friday Fortnite is they have to be streaming in order to be playing. So Keemstar did all this work to try to get him unbanned. He talked to all these people and finally got the record label. They were like, "We don't even want the strike. We don't know how it happened. They don't even care." So they finally got it, whatever, reversed it, and then Twitch took forever. It was a whole ordeal, and it was right down Keemstar's drama alerts alley, so you could cause some drama and some stir.
Yeah, it was a mess. Like you said, he eventually got him unbanned, but wasn't in
Too late.
time for his time limit rule for the DQ, and so it's unfortunate, and we didn't get to see that TSM matchup that we wanted.
Knowing him, he'll do it again this Friday, so we
It'll be
can
it'll
see
be
it.
the same next week,
Yeah.
barring anybody not playing because of something they got to do. I would imagine it's gonna be that same matchup next week.
Hmm.
Um, but yes, no, Myth and Ham would have won.
Which I'm surprised they didn't do this. Which I know Camille's probably would have lost still, but Camille's could have just queued up as a 3 and played without Daquan, even though he couldn't stream, and just see how he could do
And
by
now that you
himself.
say that, Sven Nose did that
Yeah, because
because
little Zan didn't show
Zan
up.
didn't show up,
This
and yet
is,
he still won.
dude. This is where I want to point out that, um, like Keemstar needs to be careful who he's picking. Like this little Zan dude, like yeah, he's got a shit ton of followers and whatnot, but clearly he doesn't care. He wasn't serious enough to show up. So why screw someone over? Svenos was like, hopefully I get to have some decision in who my partner is because he was tired of it, and I feel bad for him because that dude's actually really good. So if he gets a good partner, there's a good chance he can make a run. But he's getting screwed over. He needs to get a serious partner and someone who's going to take this kind of serious because he definitely wants to. He's a competitive professional player.
Right, and I hope he does because yes, Yachty's a rapper and not a true gamer, but to be a solo squatter and be two guys playing together, I mean that takes a lot of skill. So
Yeah.
shout out to Sven Nose and props to him for kind of dealing with some adversity there and getting that first dub.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully he can pick up someone in the future that can maybe go more towards his way, I guess I should say, and actually help him out on a Friday. Let's
Right.
see. What other big things happened?
HD set a kill record.
Oh yeah, he had 25, wasn't it? 23?
23.
23, yeah. And that was
So that is
against
the new.
FaZe, wasn't it? Or do
I'm
you
not
remember?
100% sure of the match,
Could have swore it was
but
against a
that
game that they
is
were down like 27 and then the partner died and then
yeah.
HD drops like
It was a
25 to
big
get it back
game.
in. And we talked
Yeah.
about that. We said that when he streams, he literally solo squads all the time. He's so used to it, and he drops some insane 30 bombs that I'm like, he's gonna do it, and I'm not surprised that he dropped 23.
Nope. But I mean, it's cool that first time in the tournament, and now you own the tournament record for most kills by a single player in a game. So shout out to him and see if he can top it next week if he decides to play. And I don't know why he wouldn't, except unless Avery's going back to playing with Noah J. But I
And
mean, that's
who was Noah with
something
again?
we
Oh, he
got to
was against
watch.
Big Star, right?
Yeah.
And Tiny was tweeting about Friday Fortnite that he was missing it or something. So I think he wants to come back. There's a lot of people that want to play. There's a lot of big
Right.
names.
There was a lot of shuffling this week and
I mean,
kind of
Tim's back
splitting up
this
of the
week, so
teams.
maybe he'll try to get in it again. Who knows? I mean, it looks like Lupo and
Right.
Ginge are probably going to be sticking together because Ginge is with Rogue, and representing Rogue is probably something that they want to do. So maybe Lupo won't be playing with Tim, like just because they're friends. I don't know. We'll have to see.
Right. And maybe Tim brings in like a.
Dude, he should just play with Reaver. Honestly, Reaver carried him, and they
Right.
actually did really good.
Right. So yeah, maybe then you go back to that duo. I don't know who you kick out, and I'm not gonna say any teams to kick out because I just don't think there necessarily is one. Well, no, that's just Zan. That's not a whole team. So I don't know. I don't know how Keem's gonna do it.
There's
I
definitely
don't think
some
you
names
can.
in here that I think are smaller than Tim for sure, and I think we have kind of decided that he definitely wants big names streaming. So
Right. I mean, if you look at the people that lose, I don't know. Does C's finally decide to just stop playing?
I think he
Because the
needs
dude
to
hasn't
personally.
won a single round. I don't know if it's C's. I don't know if it's partners. I don't know what it is, but he has lost every opening round matchup and every opening losers round matchup. Has not won a single one. So I don't know. I
I
don't
mean,
know
is
because
he
I
playing
know
a
he's
lot of
practicing
Fortnite?
to
Is
get
he?
better. Yeah, I mean, from what I was told, he's playing solo squads now to get better because he wants to take it seriously. So I don't know. I don't think it's necessarily C's because obviously he's good, but I mean, is disrespecting Crafty that kind of buzzsaw to I mean, I understand Jailmock and Thief a little bit more though, because Jailmock obviously that face connection, and Thief's obviously really good.
Isn't he on Phase now
And
too? He just joined Phase.
did
Who
he?
who just joined? Someone just joined Phase. Hang on, let me check.
Avery
Oh, that
just
was
joined Phase. He
Avery.
announced that right after. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and then someone just joined
Um,
100 Thieves, and that was Noah.
oh, did he?
Yeah, Noah just joined 100 Thieves today. Actually, as we're recording this, I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, very nice, very nice. Shout out to Under Thieves. But yeah, I mean, Jailmock and Thief ended up losing to Richard and Calvin in the losers round, like 4 or 5 or whatever it is. It gets so clogged up in there, but I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know what he's got to do to get a win.
Yeah, I mean, if he's having fun, then screw it. Just keep playing. I mean, that's
Right,
obviously more
because then that's,
important.
I mean, it's obviously a bigger name and he's going to pull in views. So,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Mongrel from Team Secret didn't even play. Like I saw that somewhere that he never showed up or something happened and he didn't end up playing that match against Chance and Fruitcake, and that's why they won. But I'm not
yeah,
100% sure on that, so I could be spreading false rumors. But if that would make sense to me because he obviously got first rounded, and he didn't get first rounded against people that me personally know extremely well. I mean, Chance and Fruitcake, I'm sure they're good, but they did lose to Vicstar and Noah the next round. So to me, this Mongrel kid could easily carry everything by himself. So I'm almost positive he didn't play and actually didn't show up. So we'll have to see if he is back in the week 8 of Friday Fortnite.
yeah, there's definitely a lot to look at going forward. Like we said, team wise. Um, does he, I mean, there's no way he thinks about expanding the field, right?
I don't think
Takes long
so.
enough, takes long enough as is.
Yeah, if he does, the losers bracket has to be
He's going to have to
changed
trim it. Yeah.
because the losers bracket
But,
is what holds them back.
right, the losers bracket takes forever.
Yeah,
But no, I mean, we'll see. We'll see going forward what happens with everything and
yeah. I mean,
go from there.
hopefully, plan would be is that the tournament is announced relatively early to where Panda and I can record another prediction episode because that was a fun time, and that way it gives us something to talk about during a recap time and see how we did with conversation pieces of who's going to be good and who's not. um, I think that's pretty much it for the Friday Fortnite of Week 7, though. Again, FaZe Clan, they go ahead and win. They played against Avery and High Distortion. I'm hoping to see HD back once again because he definitely was an exciting player to watch. That is one of the best things, just having a player that you know is going to go off. Um, Personally, Tfue and Cloaksies are really good, but they're not someone I always enjoy watching. They take it very seriously, which is good. They should. But
Right, I appreciate
they
that.
also have a very big banter back and forth of what play to make and this or that. And sometimes I'm like, you guys are truly teammates because you guys fight about every small decision. uh, but that's all I got. Panda, got anything else for this week 7?
I think that wraps it up for me too.
All right. Next segment, next conversation we have is not a very long one. It's just another tournament that did happen on Sunday. It was the Nerd Out Music, a little large tournament. Let's see. Nerd Out is. I don't really know who Nerd Out is. I've only seen his name.
What I know about
Go on.
Nerd Out is from the from the Fortnite Battle Royale rap song,
Oh, okay, right,
which
right.
with like C's and Delirious and all them, which I love. Probably one of my, I don't want to say a favorite song, but it's a great song.
So I need to DM Nerd Out and ask for permission for that to be like our theme song. Is that what you're saying?
I would love that to be a theme song.
All right, I'll see what I can do. But he like did a little
Pull some
tournament.
strings.
It was awesome. It was the large little. I don't really know if that. I don't really know the large little name. If that was truly like there were small people with big people because we saw HD and Camille's play together and like I mean those aren't small people. Those are pretty big names. So I'm not exactly sure how it worked out, but I mean, it was a good tournament. I watched a few games. Ninja and his partner. God, I can't remember his partner's name.
It's like
So
Symphony or something like that.
yeah, I mean, he's definitely someone I haven't heard before, but Ninja definitely knows who he is. But they had a rough time actually. They had some terrible RNG, and they They didn't obviously win, but we saw. Gosh dang it! Now I'm blanking. We just discussed this, and now I'm forgetting. Oh, Marksman and Wildcat. Yeah, Marksman and
Mm.
Wildcat. Go ahead and take that win. I don't know if this is something he plans on doing again. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. I know we were talking about before we recorded that a lot of these smaller tournaments that are happening are pretty cool seeing them happen different ways, different styles, like the Optic Hitch doing the co-ed, a male and a female teaming up and seeing some of those females absolutely dominate. So just seeing these different styles are pretty cool.
Right, and it's interesting to see if they're gonna try to compete with Friday Fortnite and
Hmm.
I guess go a weekly kind of thing, or what the plan is from there. But I mean, I think right now, obviously, Keem and UMG and Friday Fortnite is kind of here to stay and kind of the king of the hill for now. So
Yeah, I mean,
I'd like there to be more tournaments, but we'll see how long it takes for something to actually kind of get a little more solid and take over some.
yeah, and I mean, so far, still a lot of these tournaments are based around entertainers, and the tournaments for the pros aren't completely out there yet. So it looks like Nerd Out they do work with the BR friendlies, and that's kind of who helps run it. And I know a weekly tournament is a lot of work. Obviously, Keemstar and UMG do a crazy amount. So we'll have to see if maybe it's not like every week, maybe it's like every month. But either way, it's a great idea, and more Fortnite, the better. I mean,
Right,
we
it's
have
just
more to
something
talk
a little
about.
different. Yeah, it's just something a little different and something to kind of mix it up a little bit. So
Yeah,
never a bad thing.
yeah, for sure. We'll have to definitely, there's going to be tons of tournaments happening more and more, and especially if Fortnite is looking to support tournaments and outside of their World Cup that they're running. So that'll be interesting to see heading into the rest of 2018 and going into 2019. Other big thing, competitive wise, that we want to talk about. Let's get away from Friday Fortnite and tournaments. Recently, the news kind of updated on Fortnite and the Playground LTM limited time mode was kind of announced that it's coming soon, aka probably on Tuesday, which is tomorrow for us. Um, and a lot of people are skeptical about it. They're definitely waiting to see. There's not crazy a lot of information out right now. It's looking like it's going to be uh, you load into the map and there's four people at once, and there are you're in a squad, but friendly fire is on so you can face each other, and then the storm's gonna like move slower, I read, and also you're gonna get more mats so people have more time to like explore the map if they're like new. Every chest and every ammo box is gonna spawn, that way you can kind of memorize where the spawn points are and you can always check those, so that's really cool. But the big thing is going to be, is this going to be enough for the pro players? Is it going to be only around for 2 weeks and they're going to take it away and actually trigger every single person? This is like really, really touchy for Epic. They need to nail this because this is what people have been asking for so long.
Right. It's something people are excited about when the first kind of little wave of info got leaked. I'm reading a Forbes article right now. I was reading some of it earlier, but I'm reading it right now to kind of get the exact information. And Epic has been clear. Playground is just a limited time mode for now, but it's also a test. They want to see kind of what the full scale version of it'll be. And see where it could lead for more customization options, maybe possibly larger squads or anything else like that. Kind of just almost like a little beta, just a test to see what really happens, how it plays out, and all that stuff. But I mean, I know me personally, I'm pumped. For the
Mm-hmm.
longest time, like me and any of my friends, and I know talking to you obviously about it, like, the joke's like, oh, 1v1 me, and throwing it back to the old COD days and all that stuff. But it's just this finally gives us something where we can drop in. You can do your kind of practice scrims where you get practice your build battles or 2v2 or one up, like drop in for all four of you, one-on-one kind of thing, see who's better out of the friends. um I'm excited for it. I look forward to playing it a lot. I want to play with friends, obviously, and obviously just that show me carrying everybody is not just a fluke, that I am truly better than everybody we play with.
Oh, I'm sure the PS4 crew that's listening will disagree with that, but I'm not going to get
Oh
involved. I'm
well, they
just
can they can come and take it if they want it.
I'm excited for the island because I mean, not only just going in there with friends and screwing around, but like for me, since I'm still getting used to my freaking keyboard and trying to like get every hotkey, I want to switch hotkeys a little bit, and I want to just be able to literally go to Wailing Woods, get thousands and thousands of materials, and just practice getting the high ground, practicing, obviously it's going to be easiest when you're doing it against someone, but even just going through the transition of getting the high ground and hitting every key perfectly is going to be clutch. And obviously this is focusing on pro players, but for new players it's going to be extremely important as well. So this isn't Epic catering only for the pros. They also are catering to the casual, to the everyday player. So overall I think this will be good. Again, limited time mode. Who knows how long it'll be around, how it's going to be. All I know is private servers and these type of private things that Epic is doing is really, really difficult for them to do. You have millions and millions of players. It's not something you can just throw out there without there being really, really bad glitches, really, really bad, network issues. And they have to make sure they do it right because they don't want to ruin normal matches because really have people pissed off. So again, people love to just attack Epic, but they don't really realize the negative effects and the whole process of that goes into like making the game. I mean, I'm not saying I do either, but I kind of sit back and just realize that there's probably a lot more than what we think involved.
Yeah, but I think it's a step in the right direction. Whether it's towards giving back to the pro players a little bit, like we talked about in the interview, where we're still trying to figure out what Epic wants to do, whether it's go to the everyday player, the pro players. This is something that definitely I think in the long run would benefit pro players more because at the end of the day, someone like me or you or Joe Schmo down the road is gonna want to go into a solo and try to get the win there since the stats don't count here. So I think it's definitely gonna be a big step in the right direction for scrims and pros like that.
Mm.
Um, and I think it being said that it's a test is a big thing as well because then like, look, this may go away, but this is something that they're working on to perfect, to bring back, to help everybody out. So I'm excited. I think it's definitely a good thing that Epic's bringing it out, and I'm excited to see how it plays. I'm excited to see where it grows from there.
Yeah, I definitely think it's going to fall short to what the pro players want, but at least it's something for them. They can do some 2v2s for sure, and especially if that's what it's going to be when it comes to how the World Cup or what Fortnite Epic is focusing on for esports. Four people can jump into the map, even though there's tons more loot and there's tons more mats. I mean, they still can work on mechanics and have a full match. Take off where you could do build battles and play and work on mechanics. That's the biggest thing is players need to be continuing to work on mechanics and figure out new strategies, and you can't do that if everyone just boxes themselves in and turtles, which that's obviously a whole nother podcast, a whole nother discussion when it comes to meta. Which we can continue to have those in different types of episodes when we look at more patch note stuff and discuss things esports side once esports really do pick up. Again, we are in the beta. This is the beginning of things. And we're gonna move along and grow right along with it. Come up with new things we want to talk about on the show, even just new segments, new podcasts. We're working on a lot of things, discussing what works best. Still, if anyone out there is listening and they have their own ideas, tweet at us. Tweet at us, please, at Tilted Takes. You can just send us a little message there and either DM us. I'm not sure if our DMs are open, but if they're not, we can make them open, and that way you can be like, "Hey, I have a good idea. You should focus on this more," or "I like this," or "I don't like this." We love any type of constructive criticism. Por favor, just don't say I hate this and not tell me why. That won't help us. But
Right. Or even comment on YouTube or anything, just any way you can reach out to us, whether it's our own personal accounts, whether it's at Tilted Takes, whether it's at EndlessVG55. I think I got that right.
55 VG.
Flipping it around. Either way, or at it's with a Z, Duh Panda Bear.
Yep, yep.
Just let us know. Like he said, we want to learn, we want to grow with the game, we want to grow with you guys, we want to be able to give you guys the best listening experience possible, and we
Mm-hmm.
want to be the best that we can be. So,
Right. And like the
um,
episode today was really focused on Friday Fortnite. This was more entertainers and more of just kind of the competitive Fortnite we have. We didn't discuss any of the pro scene, any of the pro players, anything that's happening like that. those can be completely different episodes. This is 30 minutes. It's a quick, we can get the content out there for you guys. It's a quick listen. It doesn't take you a lot to sit through hours and hours of conversation. So maybe if we do multiple episodes a week, and it ends up being a total of hour and a half, 2 hours altogether, but they're different episodes. That's what we're playing around with for sure. But yeah, like Panda said, even on YouTube, you can just comment right there. That's perfect. I see all that. But yeah, like for this episode, we're pretty much done already. Panda, I don't know if there's anything else we haven't discussed. I forget our list already that we wanted to discuss coming into this, but I think we pretty much covered everything.
No, I think we hit the big ones. Friday, Fortnite, obviously, like you said, it's been something we talk about a lot, and I know that may be, I don't know, I don't think it's necessarily annoying because there's obviously different things we can talk about each week, but like he said, we're going off what we got for now. We're trying to give you guys the best that we got, the best that Epic has right now. So we'll continue to grow there. And I mean, we covered that, and we covered the patch notes because it was actually something that could be a competitive aspect towards everything this time. So again, we got to kind of pick and choose with things that come out, but I think we hit everything we needed to today. So.
All right. Make sure you guys, if you are on Apple devices and you have iTunes, go ahead and subscribe to us there. If you are enjoying the show, leave us the 5 stars or the comment. That helps us out a lot. We also are on YouTube. Subscribe to the YouTube channel there. Of course, the Total Takes podcast on YouTube. We post the episodes there as well. So we have tons of different ways for your listening pleasure, whatever works for you. But that's all we have. GG's, man.
GG's, everybody.